Welcome back to Grow Joyfully. I'm out in the greenhouse again, and most of the light has disappeared. It's getting close to 5 o'clock in the evening, and I just wanted to try to keep the momentum going, try to find things to create content on. During the winter, I find it very difficult. I've had a rough day. I know that, everybody has a rough day. They keep going. But I'm hoping that through this grief journey, that if I maybe share it, it will work its way through my brain and my spirit and mind and hopefully leave me sooner. I don't know if that will ever happen. But if any of you have anything that you'd like to comment, I'd appreciate that. They give you the 5 stages of grief, but what are all the stages in between? It makes me wonder. And of course, it's going to look different for every person. For every person and every case of grief. Different times of year, different situations, how well you're getting along with your siblings, your husband, your spouse, your children, what have you. Some days, like today, the sun was shining, and that's great because I have seasonal affective disorder, and this is winter, and it does not help. So, some days are so much worse than others, and there's no reason for it that I can figure out. And it's just all you can do to get through them. So if any of you have experienced a similar thing, please share it with me, because it's not like this is the first time I've gone through grief. I lost my dad 7 years ago. And I lost a niece that was 21. And I lost twin baby boys. So, I've lost my grandparents on both sides and aunts. And so the grief is there. I just think the relationship of and the depth and the newness make a difference. So if you've got any words of wisdom, boy, would I appreciate it. I was lucky enough to be able to go up to my older sister's house. And she and her husband and her granddaughter, that's 10, we were able to go to lunch and go back to her house. And we put a show on that we always watched with our mom. And she passed away in my sister's back bedroom. And so it's only been twice now that I've been to her house, and to make myself walk into that bedroom, and you want to grab the bed, grab the chair, and hang on to it for dear life and wail your head off. But it's not going to bring him back. I know I need to experience all these things. And I have 7 siblings, and we're all going through it in a very, very deep way, because we were excessively close to our parents and love our house up in the mountains where we were raised. We've been at that house for 60 years. And now, of course, everything has changed. This is my world. This is reality for me. I don't know how else to feel or what else to think. I'm trying to make it so it's not hard on my husband and my children and grandchildren. My sister can totally commiserate with me. And unfortunately, some of the siblings are not really talking. So it's a whole new, I don't know what it is. A whole new thing, and it's not fun, and it's winter. So that was not my intention to come in here and make this video, but you guys have been helping me out a lot. And I know Renee from Renee's Secret Garden has been openly talking about her struggle with bone marrow cancer. I don't even know if that's called. No, it's leukemia. It's leukemia, and it's in her bones. Anyway, she has gone through hell and back and continues to go through hell and back. And her frame of mind, I think, has helped her be able to get as far as she is right now. She's very strong, she's amazing, and she talks herself up and things up, and she won't mess with nonsense. I appreciate that attitude. I find it the worst thing in the entire world for me to try to be positive when I feel like this. And to think positive. You have to make me mad in order to get me to, speak my mind and come out swinging. And I just can't find the ability to say, no, this is okay. It's not going to last forever. I'm going to be feeling better. It's going to be spring soon. I'm going to get to go home and go camping, because I'm also struggling with depression that I've had since I don't know how long, and anxiety. Nobody knew when I was growing up really about it, didn't talk about it. You weren't really allowed to have it. So maybe it got named other things. So, of course, I am getting help with it. And it's not really helping. So that makes you wonder, well, do I even bother with the help? But I've bothered with the quote-unquote help for 29 years now. So it's hard to know how to go forward and help yourself so that your life is not a complete waste. And I don't sit here thinking, I've got 20 years or so to kill until I die. That's not a good thing. But I don't know about you, but that's what naturally comes. So I try to find a few things to be busy with. The panic attacks of being alone are really hard to deal with. My kids have been so good to me and are letting me come to their houses. But I have to tell you, when my older daughter is busy with her husband being home, which is totally natural, or with some friends they have, which is totally natural, it really unnerves me and takes away my security, and that's not for her to have to babysit me and take care of me. So I'm trying to come to terms with that. So it's getting darker. I thought that maybe I would switch it up a bit and try to plant some flower seeds. My daughter is the horticulturist, and she's got all sorts of flower seeds here. Alyssum of 2 colors, bachelor buttons, which I love, Canterbury bells, celosia. Both of us feel like the jury's out on how we feel about celosia. It's bright and pretty, but it's also slightly disgusting. It looks like a brain. I think everybody feels that way. So did we try to grow it last year? We've tried to grow it, and it does not grow naturally and happily here. The columbine does pretty well here. So we'll try to grow some of those. This is a new one. It's very similar to, in looks, to a morning glory. So I'm not sure. We'll have to look at that. It's an annual. And of course, cosmos. We have lots of bright lights cosmos, which are wonderful. There's more bright lights cosmos. This is dill. I don't know why dill's in there, because we both have herbs in our seed stashes. Me with my vegetables, her with her flowers, because they just kind of straddle the line. Flower garden mix. These seeds down at the $1.25 store have really worked out well for me, and I really like the perennial mix. So we like to grow these, and these will make a really good cut flower. 4 o'clocks. They have really awkward stems and leaves and different things. They don't look all neat and tidy like that, in my opinion. Maybe I just don't know how to tie them up properly. They have the best smell in the world when the sun sets. It's so gentle and delicious. That's why I grow them. I don't even remember where I came upon them at. More 4 o'clocks. These are kaleidoscope color. And hollyhocks, which we absolutely love and adore. It seems like if we get some interesting color like pink or peach, it will grow for a year or two, but the dominant color that grows back is a darker pink-red. It just seems to be a stronger color that just comes through when the other ones don't make it again. More hollyhocks, dark red, yellow, pink, white. Marigolds, which are great companion plants, especially for tomatoes and different things to help keep bugs away. They're so bright and cheerful, but dang, they stink so bad, but that's why they keep bugs away. Morning Glory, which we grew one year, and it was so strong that unless you have a cattle panel by itself or you grow it up a fence, I don't think you're going to like it. The flower's beautiful, but it's a very, very, very strong vine. More Morning Glory of a different color. Here's a perennial mix I was talking about at the $1.25 store. Out there, I don't even think you can see past that fence right there, is a bed where I've had quite a few of this perennial mix in there. And Shasta daisies have grown. Of course, I forgot to bring out my glasses, so there is no way I can read this. And what other kinds are in it. I will put it up here for you to see if you can read it or if I can read it later. But that's a really wonderful mix. So we've got a lot of perennial mix. Look at all those. Sunflowers. This one's a mammoth. Another mammoth. And these are more of the ornamental cutie ones. Fun and Sun blend. I love these. I showed you a bunch of them on one of my videos from last year. And then zinnias. More zinnias. Those are pretty zinnias. And more zinnia. And more zinnia. I like to grow the ones that are kind of smaller, the dwarf variety, especially in a pot or in a bed, because these other ones are so tall. They have to go in a border that's more like around a fence or in my daughter's flower garden area. They just can kind of take over like a cosmos. So I am just going to do some thinking and what kind of these flowers would be fun to grow. I will not pot up and plant as a seed the cosmos, the 4 o'clock, the Morning Glory, if I plant it, and the tall zinnias. You don't even need to do the short zinnias. I think the ones that would do best being planted indoors are the ones like the alyssum. The bachelor buttons do not need to be planted indoors. They just need good, turned over, fertile soil. I think maybe the coral bells would benefit from it, and the celosia, even the columbine. So, isn't that a beautiful package? It's called Harlequin Mixed Colors. It's from Burpee. So I think I'm going to start with these guys. I'm going to start with this one right here. I've got 5 little cups ready. My daughter's in the garage kindly washing out trays and cups and pots. So I think I will leave the video here today. I just kind of needed some loving today. I think everybody goes through that, but between the seasonal affective disorder and losing my mom and the other things I naturally seem to suffer from, it's really hard to keep going. The panic is real. Like, I have to be with somebody. I have to go somewhere. I have to do something because I grew up in a herd. Like I said, I have 6 siblings. And my parents, and, you know, they all had siblings and their parents and things. And we were with my grandma and grandpas a lot, but not so much their siblings. But we were always together doing something, even when we grew up. We would always wanted to come back home and hang out at the house and go out in the pasture, ride the horses, and just be at home. So, I have a lovely home. We have 2 acres. I have a lovely family, and I'm really angry at myself for feeling this way and not keeping it together and getting in there and cleaning out drawers, cleaning out closets, making use of this winter time, going through the inventory for my pantry, which I do every year, but this year I have not. again, have to give myself a little grace. This is the oddest thing I've ever gone through in my life. I'm not going to go to the doctor a lot because it costs so much. I'll be 65 in May, and then get on Medicare and hopefully be able to get a little more help and look into things then. Isn't that a sad, sad story for our American medical system? It shouldn't be like this. We should be taking care of our sick, our disabled, our elderly in a much, much better way. I went in today to the dentist to get measured, if you will, for a crown for my tooth that I had to have out. And they want $8,000 for it. And I'm just in shock, and I'm just disappointed that we don't look after each other more, that there are some people that are raking it in, and we all know that the pharmaceutical companies are nothing but greedy and taking advantage of us and liking to keep us sick so they can continue to sell us their pills. It's just sad. I hope we can fight back. I've seen a few changes lately out in the world of people moving to any acreage they can, raising their chickens in the backyard if that's all they can do, making sourdough bread, trying to find a place to buy raw milk. Can you imagine that they outlaw selling raw milk? No, we got to have the milk that has all the additives and the processing that's going to make you sick. So this whole thing, this whole scheme, this whole business is just, it's nauseating, it's evil, and it's unfair. And I'm going to leave that there today, and I'm going to wish you a happy day. You guys take care, and we'll see you on the next video.